Amongst other things, the referee's job is to protect the fighter's well-being. But what constitutes a stoppage or a technical knockout? And what action says a fighter can no longer defend themselves? There are many criticisms in boxing history based on fights ending too early, and in the worst case, not stopping fast enough. After the judges draw a decision between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, some fans felt Fury was robbed.
The whole boxing knows Fury won. I like Wilder, but he did not win that fight. Fury got robbed. Lucky you even have your belt. Fury won. You know it, everyone does. He got robbed. Wilder don't deserve another shot. Bruv, he beat you though. You got gifted a draw, bruv. You won almost every round. Wilder knocked him out, yes, but that's not enough for a draw.
You've seen my fight breakdown, but in this series, I not only debunk the opinion of Fury being robbed, but I present a counter debate that in fact, Deontay Wilder was robbed. So we'll travel in boxing history to compare outcomes and maybe find a way of proving robbery.
Now he went down, and the way he fell and he hit his head, there's guys that'll say, I don't care, I'm counting him out. I went by the spirit of the law, and I said, I'm going to give him a chance, and look what happened.
We look at Charles Martin as a little bit of an unknown quantity.
He is.
Because of, if you look for his record, like I said, it's...
And he hasn't been building his brand either.
Okay, but...
He's fought more people than me.
Fought more people than you.
Yeah.
He's got more knockouts than you.
So why shouldn't people know about him?
Well, I'm just saying, if you look for his record, people will probably struggle to see the best opponent he's probably faced is probably Glazkov, and the way that ended how it did.
So who's next on the list, would you say?
Don't know.
You know, you could never underestimate someone anyway, though. You know what I mean? Stars make fights. So, but imagine that I win with ease. That shows levels. So that's what's good about it.
You kept saying that in the gloves are off, actually. You kept saying about levels.
Yeah. Not in the same league, innit? You know what I mean? Basically, that's what it means.
Yeah, I know what it means. I'm just saying, so you're referring to he's not in your league?
No.
You said you're giving me, by the way.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna win, innit? Like, I don't know how I'm gonna beat the guy, but he can get battered one way or another. You ain't seen Charles Martin get hit. He may stay there for 12 rounds, or he might not be able to handle the power. I don't know. Charles Martin hasn't really fought anyone that can see what issues he can cause. So, as I said, it might go 12, he might get knocked out. I don't know, but I believe with all that said, I should be victorious.
You know, this is the first time he sent one of his big names over here. That's because we come up with a lot of money.
And considering that he's the champion, I was actually surprised that he was willing to fight Joshua in his backyard.
Yeah, everyone's got a price, haven't they? So, you know, I think that we're in the same kind of boat with Kell Brook, where, you know, last night I was talking to Lewis de Cuba saying, how much you want for Danny Garcia? How much you want for Adrian Broner? Maybe we can find it. You know, we did for Charles Martin.
Many feel that it's too early for Anthony Joshua. Many feel that Charles Martin will be the guy to retain his belt. I say, don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. And on Saturday night, you're going to get an atmosphere I think we will never forget. I believe it will be a where were you when moment for British sport.
There wasn't much action in the first, with the majority of the round having both fighters feeling each other out and establishing their range. Joshua was the aggressor and won the round in my opinion, but since nothing of significance landed, let's move on to the second round. In the second round, Joshua continued to pressure as Martin was tentative to engage. Martin dropped his hands all night, and it was only a matter of time before the counter right hand would knock Martin to the canvas. After beating the count, it would only take one more punch for Anthony Joshua to become the new IBF World Heavyweight Champion. Charles Martin would hold the World Heavyweight title for the second quickest reign in boxing history.
The knockout, the second knockdown, you didn't seem to be hurt at the end. You know, when you landed, you sat up, smiled at the camera, you seemed to have your wits about you, and just simply didn't beat the count. You were surprised when the ref waved it off. Did you think you had more time to get up, or do you think the ref waved it off early?
Yeah, I mean, he could have let that slide. You know, I was up, I wasn't hurt. He came at me at 6, so I was like, I know I gotta get up. Come on, take a deep breath. And then when I went to get up, that's when he was already counting it off.
I'll give you a clue. If Charles Martin would have stayed and boxed in the UK, he would have got about $1 million to defend his title. He did quite a bit better than that tonight. And Deontay Wilder, he's flying to Russia to defend his WBC title for about $4 million. And he seemed over the moon with that. So in answer to your question, all the money's in the UK. But we'd like some more. So we're going to get some from our friends in America as well for joining the party and looking at AJ long term.
Do you think that'd be a time when you wouldn't go to America to fight?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to AJ. I think there's appeal to that. It's got to make financial sense as well. And I think the plan would be to turn AJ into a pay-per-view fighter in America as well. But to do that, we have to build him on a network. And that might involve a fight in America as well. I'm not saying Fury and Hay are next, but they're certainly on the radar. Yeah. We're not looking to wait 3 years to fight them. You know, and the pressure, like you say, will be on us after a voluntary defence or two to fight these guys. So they're all going to happen. But when you talk about the casual audience, those people in there tonight, that is the casual audience.
He didn't want to. He did. I don't actually think he wanted. Even if he could have, I could see he didn't want to get up. To be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think he wanted to get up. The referee come in and specifically said, "I'm going to count to 8, and I'm going to ask you to walk." In the rules meeting when they come in, the referee said, "I'll count to 8, and you have to walk towards me. And if you're stable, I'll let you fight on." So when I knew if I was to get dropped, I got 8 seconds to be on my feet and be in a stable condition to walk forward. So when it comes to like 9, and then he wants to get up on 10, I already know he doesn't want to be.
He got up on 11 on the first one.
Yeah.
I was counting it, and I went 8, 9, 10, and then he got up.